Hey, what is up, YouTube? Coming at you with some Black Ops 3 gameplay in the background, and I'm not really here to talk about the actual gameplay, but rather the future of gaming in general and what's going to be happening with future iterations of Call of Duty. So, the first thing I wanted to have a discussion about is 4K gonna be the next fad? Like, that's the big push right now is 4K with like Scorpio, the PS4 Pro, which doesn't really do native 4K, but it gets pretty damn close to it. Like, is that just going to be a fad that dies out? And then the next thing is going to be like, I don't know, like maybe going back to VR or something, because as of right now, VR is not doing so hot. But not many people have 4K panels in their homes. Yeah, they're getting cheaper as days go by. But will everybody, ditch their old nice 1080p panels in order to get 4K panels just to, keep up with the next gaming thing? Which some will, if they have the money, of course. I myself will plan on getting a 4K set, mainly because I want to enjoy the 4K content for not only gaming, but movies in general. I love watching movies. So for me, yeah, I'm probably going to go into the 4K generation and, take advantage of it. But not many people are going to be doing that. But with gaming, is it just going to be a passing fad? Or will it actually stick and, actually make a change? But the other question is why not just max out 1080p? Why not concentrate on not getting basically everything out of 1080p in the terms of like graphics? 1080p is not a resolution to scoff at. Still pretty high in detail. But right now, current systems are really struggling to do 1080p. So why not in the next systems make them actually maximize 1080p so that, people that have nothing but 1080p monitors will basically not have to go out and buy 4K TVs just to keep up with the next system. But that's definitely something that could have been done is, like pretend it's PC graphics, set all the sliders to max settings for a 1080p resolution. Now that is a pretty picture right there. The future 1080 or the future 4K consoles, yeah, they'll be able to do 4K, but it's going to be gimped 4K. It's not going to be maxed out 4K. So in essence, maxed out 1080p settings can actually look better than the 4K that they're planning to do. It's going to be basically the lower end 4K settings on like a PC or something, because there's no way, no fucking way that a PS4 Pro or even the Scorpio for that matter will be able to do maxed out 4K settings. Granted, the Scorpio will be able to do 4K natively, whereas the PS4 Pro can't. But it ain't going to be like high-end settings like you would in a PC. You need a pretty beefy graphics card and processor already in a PC just to get that done. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Now, another thing that brings to question is Microsoft and PlayStation keep talking about keeping the old gen systems in the current, I guess you would, life cycle. Not basically keeping people in the back that, can't afford the new systems, and they'd be able to play all the current games that are coming out. So in their words, nobody gets left behind. But are those old systems going to be really what is going to hold back the new generation? Because they're going to have to basically make sure that all games run on not only the new tech, but the old tech as well. So that's a lot of resources going towards making sure that, the Xbox One can still play like a game that just got released on Scorpio. Or even a PS4 game that just got released on PlayStation Pro with all the bells and whistles. So will the old generation be what holds back the new generation in terms of graphics? Because they have to make sure that everything runs proper on all systems. And that is definitely something I'm not looking forward to. I mean, we saw what happened with Xbox 360 and PS3 going into PS4 and Xbox One. I mean, some games couldn't even have the same additions, if you would, like in the what was it, Black Ops 3, it was, I believe, Advanced Warfare. No, it was Black Ops 3. It was still on PS3 and Xbox, and they were severely gimped, you know. But I get the feeling that the old systems are really going to hold back the next gen. And that goes into like what happens with when it comes time to only make Scorpio and PS5 only games. Because eventually the PS5 will be coming out. But, you know, eventually, when is enough going to be enough? And when are they going to stop supporting the old systems? I mean, I get what they're saying about not leaving anybody behind, but it's going to fucking happen eventually. There's no way around it. Now, the next thing is, where is Call of Duty going to be calling home for DLC exclusivity? I mean, once the Scorpio comes out, it, on paper, will beat the PS4 Pro to shit. I mean, it's going to be way more powerful. So, are they going to opt out to be the exclusivity home on Scorpio, or are they going to stick to PlayStation, because PlayStation is the biggest base of gamers right now? So, you know, most of the money will be there. But then again, Scorpio can actually take a lot of Sony's money by being the most powerful system out there, and gamers will gravitate to that. So, I don't know, things are going to be interesting in the future, and I honestly think that Activision shouldn't have exclusivity for DLC on any console. They just fucking release it all at once for all systems. And the other thing that I saw, I think it was on a Kotaku article, but they're talking about locking down multiplayer to 30 frames per second on certain games, even on like PlayStation Pro. So even though the Pro's more powerful, they're gonna have to lock it down to 30 FPS so that one console wouldn't have the upper hand basically in multiplayer versus the old console like PS4. So again, that goes back to old systems holding back the new. And is Microsoft going to be doing the same thing, I'm wondering, because there's going to be games where the Xbox One just simply can't do 60 FPS on their multiplayer, but of course the Scorpio will be able to do it no problem. Now, to keep people playing on the same network altogether, they're definitely going to have to lock down the frame rate to the weakest link, which is the old gen systems. So that's going to be shit. I'm really hoping that they always keep like 60 FPS as the standard. But I don't know. I mean, either way, the human eyeball could only really see 30 frames per second at most anyways. But you get a much smoother experience with 60 frames per second. So I'm really curious about what they're going to do with that issue, because, yeah, they're going to want to keep everybody on the same multiplayer network so that everybody can play with each other, but they really can't give the Scorpio or the Pro an advantage, basically, with the frames per second. So it's definitely going to be a clusterfuck, I think, in the future. I mean, they keep talking good things into our ears to make us feel reassured that we're not going to be left behind if you can't afford a certain system. But the reality is, it's just going to happen. I mean, there's no way around it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know. It's going to be an interesting next couple of years, depending on what Sony and Microsoft do. So I guess we shall see. Alright guys, well enjoy the rest of the gameplay, and I'll catch you guys later.
Care package on standby.
Good job, CVP. Mission reassignments inbound.
One shot, one kill. Won't even hear it coming.